Good morning, everybody. My name is Malcolm Castelow. My logo seems to be missing off this presentation, but don't let that worry you. I'm here to talk to you about a couple of things. One, about polishing up your PR, but also just to reiterate and sort of develop a theme that Kat's already started. And I think it is really, really important to think about your communications and how you present your communications. And I did deliberately set this up in such a way that this is going to be death by PowerPoint. I know we hate it, but I just wanted to be different. And I think being different is something that can be very, very important for sort of your marketing and your marketing strategies for the future. I have a business called MK Associates, and I've been in business for over 12 years now. I'm a chartered marketer, and I just want to share with you just a few things that I've learnt over a long period of time, relevant to PR and just generally communications as a whole. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Be proactive. And I want to be talking proactivity in relations to your communications, just to support what Kat's been saying. I think it is really important to be totally consistent, and it actually supports what Aid was saying and also what Alan was saying as well. You need to be consistently getting your communications out there into the marketplace. I think there is a serious danger for not being able to achieve that. And I just want to reiterate that very much with a couple of statements. Obviously, Kat's already identified, don't let recession and cost cutting influence your marketing spend. Why? Because you become invisible. One thing that we have as a trait as far as humans are concerned, we love to forget. All of a sudden you go from being in front to behind as far as your brain is concerned, and it's very, very, very easy to be forgotten. History tells us, and Kat's already identified that, history tells us that organisations that cut back on marketing and PR spend become laggards, i.e. they are the last ones to pick up after it's all over. And as you know, we're probably going through a serious economic issue at this present time, and for those who sit back and do nothing and have cut back, there will be a cost, because you will be forgotten. So my next statement is pretty well an important one. Do you want to promote customer perceptions? And I deliberately wrote it this particular way. Do you want to promote customer perceptions like, I think they must have gone bust? Because that's what you do if you stop being consistent with your communications. It's very, very important to go get a platform to actually consistently get your name out there into the marketplace. I can only say that as strongly as I possibly can. It's so very, very important. Okay, right, so here's the PR bit. So steps to effective PR. Again, I said we deliberately did it on a sort of a PowerPoint basis, because I want to just check out these particular statements as we go. Define what you want PR to achieve for your business. Do you have a strategy? It is important to have a communication strategy. PR must be part of that particular process. Show of hands. Who in the last month has actually written a press release? Sarah, you're not allowed to put 2 hands up. We know you do it all the time. Maybe a dozen people in the room. I think it's fundamentally very, very important to think about getting your communications out there into the marketplace, into the media, and you're missing an opportunity. So incorporate any sort of PR activity in your communication strategy. Focus on who you want PR to reach. Where are your customers? Where can I get to my particular customers? That's really quite important. Because what we don't want you to do is to spend a lot of your valuable time doing things that just fall flat on their face, basically. Concentrate on what makes you distinctively different. Have you noticed something distinctly different about my presentation today so far? It's very much devoid of a logo, very much sort of, it is different because there's no design really associated with it as well. And maybe I want to be a little bit different. Maybe you remember it, because distinctively different can be very, very important to you. Distribute your news. Make sure you actually get it to the places, and it really supports the focus situation. Exploit your customers' positive experiences. That means talking to them, finding out how they experienced or what they experienced when they went through the particular process. It's important, you know. And if somebody's had a very, very positive experience, the question you should be asking yourself is, how can I actually exploit that? As the statement says, you know, third-party endorsement becomes fundamentally important to a lot of decision-making process. You only have to talk about sort of hotel industry nowadays, and it's become an industry norm to go and look at TripAdvisor when you're actually booking that next hotel, because that's what's now starting to become the norm. People are just focusing on these particular things. So you need to actually get communications out into your particular publics that are very, very positive. So don't be afraid to exploit their experiences with you. Get to know key journalists as well. You know, if you're using local media, if you're talking about Kat, who's disappeared out of the room, she's down there now. You know, she's an important person to get to know. She's an important person to get to know, and you know, they're very important to the development of your particular strategies. Devote time to building it into your planning process. Marketing communications, you know, again, reinforcing what Kat was saying earlier, you know, you should be thinking long-term as opposed to short-term. You know, it makes a lot of sense in terms of saving money, but you need to think longer term. You need to be fundamentally having a plan, and a plan of communications, which PR needs to be part of that particular plan. There is more to public relations than just media relations. One of the things that's really great about today's presentations, you know, I'm actually putting a line in the sand in relation to old media. The boys here are going to be talking about new media this afternoon after lunch. And I think it's important to incorporate not only old style marketing communications, things that have been well established in the marketplace or in your marketplace already, but also we need to start thinking about embracing the new mediums as well, and how they can actually contribute to your particular development and obviously growth as far as your particular business is concerned. So it's not just about doing a press release, it is about having newsletters, it is about having a blog, it is about having your company presence in Facebook, etc., etc. So it's a combination of many, many things, not just the traditional, you know, having to get column inches into newspapers or magazines.